you can be. Now, we have girls out here working, and so many of you have talked to them, and and you always know they're going to be there every day when you call, and you think, isn't that great? I want to talk to this one, I want to talk to that one, because you know they have a job, and they'll be there. Now, treat yourself that way, too, and turn around and say, I have a job. This is my own business. Would I start a business and not show up for it? My goodness. But our problem is that we have choices. And we kind of make a choice like, well, I don't have time right now. I'll do it in my spare time. Well, I just told you don't have that, so when are we going to do it? So no 2 days, weeks, months, or seasons are ever the same, and yet you can fit your business into every season of your life. If you just schedule it, your calendar is your map. By blocking personal time and business time, you control your calendar, so don't let it control you. And let's think about this. This is exactly what happens if you don't establish a work schedule for your home-based business. Personal activities and business activities all begin to crash into each other. And I was thinking of it tonight. My grandsons are having a game, and right at the same time that I'm having a conference call. Now, I had a decision there. Well, you know which decision I'm going to make. You say, oh, but your grandchildren, are they going to be disappointed? I said, no. I talked to them. I said, I have a conference call, and then afterwards I'll be over to the game. Well, what if it's over? And I said, well, I'll be there. That's the most important thing. So I have to make a decision. You can't do it all. And so I think we're represented that with many things in life, but sometimes it's easier to do the other things because we're our own boss and we think we can do what we want. But then again, you're not going to build your business. So if we go ahead, personal activities and business activities really, as I said, crash into one another. There's no one to tell you when to work, so you have to determine your office hours. So I have office hours. I know the hours I come to work and the hours I go home. Okay, so when you think about it, you choose to work several hours a day or just a few hours each week. Whatever you choose, it's important to know which hours, because knowing when you are working also means you know when you're not working. So we have to look at that. So this is huge. If you think about, we are sure you don't want to work 24/7, and sometimes we all try that. And none of the people who care about you want you to work that 24/7. When people tell you they work all the time, oh, I'm so busy, I work all the time, tell them, no, you don't. Thinking about working doesn't count. Worrying about working doesn't count. Working counts. So when you establish a work schedule, the structure actually gives you the flexibility you crave in your home-based business. So look at your calendar. And we sent you a calendar. Remember that? We sent you a calendar, and I hope you have it in front of you, or you're saying, oh, is that what that was? But you've got to really start working with a calendar. I couldn't go a day without a calendar and a to-do sheet. I mean, that's my direction. That's my roadmap for the day. So we really have to look at your calendar and identify the blocks of time that you can commit to your business. If you have a family, involve them in this exercise. They'll be much more supportive of the hours you work if they helped you choose them. Now decide how you will communicate your office hours. Just like I told my grandsons, no, I have a conference call at 5 o'clock, so I'll try to make it by 6 o'clock. All right, so I know my hours. I know when I come to work and I know when I go home. So to your family, once you know your hours, write your work schedule on your family calendar. Be sure the calendar is hanging in a place where everyone can see it so they know when Mom works. To the rest of the world, use a voicemail. Sometimes people get these phone calls all the time, and they keep getting calls, and they have to return them, they have to do whatever. But let's nip that one. Here's an easier way to handle it. To the rest of the world, use a voicemail on your telephone to communicate your hours so that when someone leaves a message, she knows when she can expect you to return her call. You can change it every day if your hours vary, which it does day to day. And also the signature line of your call, when you place your message, is another great way to communicate your business. For example, how about if you called me and I said, and it says on there, Lori Jo, my business hours are 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. So they know right then and there that's the only hours I'm working. I love what I do, and you can do it too. Ask me. And then that's it. So then she knows she's not going to get a return call at 5 o'clock at night because that's your family time. And she knows it's not going to be 8 o'clock in the morning because you don't work during that time. You communicated your hours. You're organized. And at least you know the hours, your family knows the hours, and your customers know the hours. Okay, communicating your business hours is really a sign of being a professional. Some people say they are worried they will lose business if they're not always available. Professionals aren't always available. Have you ever called a doctor's office and gotten a voicemail? The message will be something like, well, thank you for calling. The office is closed right now. Our office hours are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 9 to 4:30. Please leave us a message and we'll return your call during the office hours. Now, think about it. Are you insulted that they don't answer the phone? Of course not. They're professionals, and so are you. So as your business grows, you'll find yourself restructuring your schedule, and that's fine. Think about it. In fact, we suggest looking at your calendar regularly. Start by planning each month and work your way down to daily planning. I've got a little saying that I thought was kind of cute. It said, don't be fooled by the calendar. There are only as many days in a year as we make use of. One person gets a week's value out of a year, while maybe another person gets a full year's value out of a week. It's what we put into that time that makes all the difference. We can all be busy doing things, but not productively. So let's look at the calendar. If we had a month and we looked at the month, like right now I keep talking about we're in the middle of the month, and then pretty soon we're going to be 3 weeks into it, and then 4 weeks. But monthly, if you start with the big picture, take a blank calendar for next month, and that would be for April. Pencil in your priorities. What's so special or unique about next month? Well, we have Easter, don't we? We got that in there, so that's kind of exciting. Are there any holidays? Yeah, vacation days. Are you going to go on vacation, maybe over the Easter holiday? Is there anything that will take extra time? Well, write it in and check to see if the month requires any variation in your work schedule. For instance, if you'll be on vacation for a week at the end of the month or during the holiday, you will probably want to schedule extra appointments at the beginning of the month or the latter part of the month so you still hit your sales goal for the month. You can't just arbitrarily say, well, I'm on vacation, so I guess I can't make my sales goal. No, you got to plan your work and work your plan. Weekly. Take time, the weekly one we sent you, take time like Saturday or Sunday to plan the following week. And I always do. My goodness, I wouldn't get anything done if I didn't have it planned exactly what I'm going to do. Do you have any appointments or meetings that you need to note? Are there any fun events that you don't want to miss? When will you handle routine activities like grocery shopping? You should mark that in there so you know how to work your schedule. What business activities need to be scheduled before the week begins? What are your office hours for the week? So we got to kind of look at things like that. So look at the one we sent you. And for next week, or even this week so far, just kind of try it and figure it out and keep looking at that calendar every single day. Daily, what are your top priorities for that day? And you're going to see it on that calendar. What is your work schedule? Have you planned time for your personal needs? Have you built in some flex time to handle emergencies? And we all have those, or some unforeseen things that come up. When you think about it, ladies, there's a word in the English dictionary that's really kind of summarizes what our business would be if we use this word. It's really a great word. I want you to get your pen in hand and write it down, and when you hear how I'm going to use it, you'll think, wow, I never thought about that. Okay, are you ready? The word is enough. E-N-O-U-G-H. Okay, how do we use that effectively in our business? Enough is one of the most important words in our vocabulary. You will be successful in your home-based business when you, okay, are you ready? Spend enough time on business-building activities. Talk to enough prospects, book enough appointments, sell enough, and recruit enough to make enough